We have a split in this country. As Don said, he and I don't even bother listening to it because we don't want to hear their opinions. And the people who listen to it all the time really don't want to hear the other side. Sure. They reinforce their own ideas, and yes, that does heat up the discussion.
I think we all need to take. I think we should take our news networks with a grain of salt. We have to understand that there's more to it than what's being presented at times.
I think it's overwhelmingly biased against Arabs. I don't know. I feel that way.
No, I think that they really have to walk a fine line, and I think that their coverage of both sides is fairly accurate.
I don't think they do enough in terms of really exposing Americans to it, but I think they also are very careful in not trying to come across as prejudiced, and they're not trying to promote prejudice. For example, if you look at this, I'm assuming this is in reference to the recent shooting, the media is being very careful in how they couch terms and how they couch the shooting. They're not jumping to conclusions because they don't want to be responsible or promote discrimination or violence. Mm-hmm. So I think the media is being careful.
They're always people are always focusing on the Arab, Israeli, Palestinian, south of Lebanon, that issue. People tend to focus, of course the last 10 years or 8 years they've focused on the Iraq issues. They don't focus on success stories. They're not looking at the positive things that are going on, for example, in the Maghreb, or that are actually happening economically. I tend to deal more with the economic, political things than I do the military side. Mm-hmm. But they are not focusing on sort of positive, proactive things going on. And at the same time, they're also very, very reluctant to really delve deep into sort of some of the underlying issues. So there's a very funny, superficial approach, if you want my opinion.
Yeah. You can always tell whether a media report, a story, is biased or not, which is why I don't read the Post, because it's plain from their writing that they're writing with a slant. Well, one of the reasons why Fox has become, I think now, the number one cable news network is because people understand that, and they can see the bias in the news that they get from sources other than Fox. They make a real effort, I think, to be objective.
We see all kinds of biases, in particular in that arena. And I think there's also some political correctness, too, that people worry. But I think it's better in the United States than in other countries. I think you'll see more bias, certainly in the Arab press, a lot more bias.
The United States in a different way, because we see it as the governmental status that you got. When the government is democratic, we think of the media as democratic. It seems like the Americans got a problem with the Arabs and the cultural about it because of the Iraq war, but still you can see the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans.
That's the thing. When, like I said about the whole grain of salt, I go to different sources and I try to, make my own deductions about what's happening, because, like I said, certain networks may be biased, or certain networks might not get the whole story. So I just try to, get it from a whole range of sources and then try to piece together what's going on.
I'm just critical in how I look at it all. I don't believe a word of any of them say. Just take a look at it all and form your own opinion. That's what I say. Who are they? Just guys with jobs.
I'm not sure at this stage that it does shape opinion. I think we're split down the middle in this country, and people get their opinions reinforced, but they don't necessarily get them shaped.
It's the source of our perception of reality, of what's going on in our country and in the world. I think the media, particularly TV, is probably the most important source of information people get about everything.
Where do y'all get your news?
I don't know, for friends, I guess.
Yeah?
I don't really watch the news.
I watch MSNBC, the Rachel Show, and the comics. What do you know? What's Colbert and the other one? What's
Colbert and Jon Stewart?
Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart's my favorite, and Rachel. I get my news mainly from those two people.
I try to avoid the news, but I don't want to say Colbert Report, but it's kind of like that.
There's of course a population of educated people that have gone to college and can make their own decisions or go on the internet to find out more about it. But I think most Americans will follow the media because of the fact that most of the people here don't travel outside the country or get in touch with other cultures, so they basically have a vision of the world as it is portrayed in the media.
I think that a lot of people who do not live in a metropolitan area may only be exposed to those nationalities on TV. So unfortunately, I think they may have a biased opinion because they don't necessarily surround themselves with people of different nationalities. Because I feel like I'm very open to other people, and I think it's because of the way that I was raised, and I've always been exposed to different cultures.
Actually, whatever they choose to talk about, I listen to it. Listen to everything. I like local things, but whatever they try to incorporate into the news, I try to listen to it.
What news about the Arab Islamic world? There's no news. We're fighting two wars and it's not even on, doesn't headline the news. What news about the middle? Honestly, there's not. I watch documentaries, but there's not.
If you tell a kid that he's stupid like 20 times, he'll start believing that he's stupid. So if you'll continuously project this message over and over and over again, there's no doubt in my mind that people will start believing it.